From the distance, it appears all is peaceful at Grande Anse. The beach is about a mile long with a number of entry points, and on the day of the beach cleanup, marine biologist Janine Compton-Antoine was taking her sons along for the experience. She used the northernmost entrance to the beach, not the regular route for visitors, and that is where two poachers were hacking a helpless nesting turtle to death. They were obviously a bit surprised when a visitor arrived to interrupt the illegal activity. That story has been picked up by Janine Compton-Antoine.
Janine Compton-Antoine.
And obviously here representing yourself today. But you came here early this morning. It was advertised that this was going to be starting at 7. You did come for 7 o'clock. But you didn't expect, I'm sure, what you found this morning.
No, I didn't. I was here just after 7 with my 2 younger children. And when I came, there was no one on the beach. I actually parked on the far end, the northern part of the beach. And I saw 2 young persons on the beach. And so I started to walk up to them to ask them about the beach cleanup. And then I saw like as if they had been digging, so I thought they had been digging up a turtle nest. So I went to tell them that this is actually illegal, and they quickly picked up and left. And when I got closer, I found a turtle that had been recently slaughtered. The turtle was still alive, but the underside had been removed. All the eggs were still there. They may have gotten a few, but most of the eggs were there. And the sad thing about it, that this turtle was slaughtered for the eggs and for maybe the 2 flippers, and that's it. And a leatherback turtle would normally nest maybe about 4 to 5 times in a season. So they come up from about February to about June. And so this turtle would have returned to Grande Anse about 4 or 5 times to lay. And so that this turtle, the hatchlings and the eggs have been lost now, because the stomach of the turtle was full of eggs, but those eggs were not mature enough, so that we've lost all of this. And it's greed, it's selfishness, it's illegal. Harvesting of turtle eggs is illegal. There's a fine of $5,000. And sadly to say, I also got a call while I was on the beach walking and collecting garbage that there's another report of turtle eggs being sold in a restaurant, and the persons were asking me for advice on what to do and which fisheries person to contact. So the illegal harvesting of turtles is ongoing. Turtle is being sold, even though the season is closed. It's being sold in restaurants, it's being sold in fish fries, and it's sad that we as St. Lucians are not adhering to our laws. We are willing to break the rules and regulations. We're not looking at the longevity of the resource. I'm somebody who promotes sustainable use, so as long as a resource is viable, I don't see the problem with us harvesting it. But right now the turtle populations in St. Lucia are not viable, and so we should protect it for longevity. Turtles in St. Lucia that have been tagged in St. Lucia have been located all the way in Australia. So that shows you how far they travel. And they have to maneuver the seas with all the fisheries and all the nets and all the different problems. They still survive and can still come up to a beach like, fabulous beach like Grande Anse to be slaughtered. So I would urge persons who are slaughtering, do not slaughter the turtles for the eggs. If you're going to take the eggs, at least allow the turtle to live. It's illegal, harvesting of eggs, but if you are going to continue this illegal activity, I would urge you, please do not slaughter the turtles, because it's not worth it. It's not worth killing an animal that has been around since the time of the dinosaurs.
My name is Horst Vogel. I work for German Development Corporation, not only here in St. Lucia, but also across the CARICOM region. We have a program with CAFA, the Caribbean Public Health Agency, and the Secretariat of CARICOM in Guyana. And I'm in charge of the German contribution to 2 programs. One is on the conservation of marine biodiversity, and the other one on adaptation to climate change.
Now we hear the Grande Anse Beach, and you've been here more often than I have over the past year or 2. Right. What brings you here, and what is the attraction here?
I think the Grande Anse Beach is really a pearl, you know. I mean, it's a world heritage to me, and it's beautiful, and it has got everything you need to actually also bring tourists here. And on the other hand, it's one of the prime breeding grounds for leatherback turtles, and we would like to help St. Lucia and also other countries in the Caribbean to preserve this world heritage, you know. So that's why we also would like to support the community here in a livelihoods project. Because at the end of the day, people need to live off the natural resources. You can't just conserve them for the reason of conservation. People need to live off it.
That's a message we need to send to some of the guys who are slaughtering turtles here and also doing the sand mining as well. And I know it probably is early in the stage of the project, but how do you convince those guys that there are other forms of livelihoods that they can pursue here?
I guess the first step is obviously you have to sit together with people. You have to find out what are their burning issues, what are their problems, why can't they make a living, how could they make a living. Those things you have to thresh out together. And then we have to see what we could bring in from our side. First of all with regards to procurement, then with regards to ideas, then with regards to business models, all of that. But you have to start off sitting together and talking.
That is Dr. Horst Vogel. His pictures of another turtle beaten to death a week earlier galvanized action for the cleanup. Dr. Vogel is connected to a German agency that does work in environmental health and sustainable development. As we heard, he is a regular visitor to Grande Anse. You've been here to admire the beauty and to enjoy the serenity and the tranquility here, but also you've had some dramatic images here as well. Can you talk to us about your sightings of some slaughtered turtles?
Yes, for example, last Saturday I came here. Beach was absolutely empty, but I found 2 slaughtered turtles, freshly slaughtered turtles. Simply brains smashed in and cut off for the eggs, which is such a useless exercise because, I mean, if they are just there for the eggs, they could also get the eggs after the nesting, you know. So you don't have to kill a turtle for the eggs. But obviously it takes them too long, so they think to hurry up, they kill the turtles, you know.
I'm just trying to visualize from your end, seeing this carcass on the beach there. What kind of things run through your mind?
I mean, you are shocked because it's senseless, you know. And at the same time, you know, this is not an isolated matter. This is happening all over the world. And then you ask yourself, I mean, in the profession that you work, what do you have to do and what can you do to stop this senseless slaughter?
Dr. Vogel is now having discussions with the community on a range of options for environmental protection and sustainable livelihoods. Calabash community will keep contact with the Debawa community and the developments at Grande Anse. So stay tuned and keep checking our Facebook page for updates. Still to come on our program today, the volunteers who showed up at Grande Anse Beach, among them officers of the Ministry of Tourism, Heritage and Creative Industries.